welcome to the annual Student Government Information Session on Parliamentary Procedure. First, we will be talking about the fundamentals of parliamentary procedure with 12 simple steps to understanding. 1. Organization is paramount. Organization is the key to a successful meeting and student government. Its interest and convenience supersede those of an individual member. 2. All members are equal. Each member has an equal right to propose business, discuss it, and vote, rights which cannot be suspended or restricted save in the interest of the whole, and then only by a 2/3 vote. 3. One thing at a time. There can be only one main proposition before the Assembly at a time. Only one member can have the floor at one time. 4. Full discussion before action. This applies to all main propositions and may be suspended only by a 2/3 vote.
Motion to have Skittles.
That motion shall be recognized. Could we get one speaker for and one speaker against? Speaker for.
Oh, yes, I would love to speak for it because I love Skittles very much. They are awesome. Yeah.
All right, now can we get a speaker against? Emily?
I'm strongly opposed to having Skittles because they will end up on the floor and they'll end up in people's lockers.
Valid point.
And
Oh, Jinx.
Yep.
5.
Propositions rather than persons. The objective of student government is the opinion and decision of the group upon the decision, so debate should never become personal.
But I'm allergic to Skittles.
You know what? You suck.
What?
Get out of here.
You just have to add like everything.
6. Propositions may yield to privileges. Matters affecting the convenience or privileges of the assembly or an individual may interrupt consideration of a question.
7.
No discussions for interruptions. Matters that are urgent enough to interrupt discussion are not discussed themselves.
8.
No discussion for suspensions. Motions which have the effect of suspending a rule are not debatable.
9.
No second time in the same form. A motion that has already been voted on cannot, as a general rule, be presented again at the same meeting in the same form under similar circumstances. This motion for Skittles clearly fails.
Motion for Skittles.
No.
Unless a reconsideration is ordered.
What the heck?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand. This is horrible. Motion to reconsider. 10.
The majority decides, usually. The majority decides all ordinary questions, but it requires more than a majority to limit a member's parliamentary rights to introduce and discuss questions and vote, or to suspend or modify a rule of order previously adopted. 2/3 votes for extraordinary questions. 2/3 vote is required for motions to change the Constitution or committee bylaws, to change or repeal a motion already adopted, to suspend the rules, or restrict the rights of members to introduce questions, discuss them, and vote.
It's not 2/3. It's not.
You don't need 2/3 there, because this only needs a simple majority. It's not a suspension of the rules, amendment to the Constitution or bylaws, or an objection.
12. Silence gives consent. The right to vote must be exercised, and silence has the same effect as assent to the will of the prevailing side. If the president says, without objection, we will, blank, and no one objects, everyone is essentially voting in favor of blank. Without objection, we will be moving to the next clause of this proposal.